We are here live from Vacaville, California, as your Sacramento Kings win yet another unusual, out of the ordinary, but more than welcome win against the Indiana Pacers 104-93 with a tremendous and more than marvelous game from the one they call MB3. Marvin Bagley III with 31 points, 12 rebounds in 35 minutes, and I'm here live again. This is Javier Zaragoza, the Cowbell Kingdom. My co-hosts Leo and Ty not here, conveniently so, as we take the victory. And the guy that I've been praising for the last week or so, give or take, went absolutely nuts tonight. 31 points, 12 rebounds, Marvin Bagley III. Again, if you want to call into the show, please do so. At this time, the phone number is 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. But as you see tonight, this, Sacramento Kings fans, was a glimpse of why we do not, and I repeat, do not need to give up on Marvin Bagley III. I know he's had a tumultuous injury history, consistently compromising our chances of playoff implications. The potential we've laid out for him as a second overall pick for the 2018 NBA draft, making it very hard to see him as a long-term solution and making it a very difficult thought to even come about of having him as the long-term solution next to Fox and Halliburton at this time. But through and through, at 22 years old, Marvin Bagley III is somebody we're just not going to give up on, in my estimation, for the long-term overall dynamic and makeup of his roster. Not at this time. Now you might say, oh, it's one game. Yeah, he had a so-so game yesterday, but he still put up 31 and 12 tonight against a somewhat formidable Pacers team. Granted, they played bad at any given stretch in the game, and they just played poor all around. Their coaches were about to fight one of the players, number 88. Their assistant, it was, something I hadn't seen. It's actually glad to see a team outside the Kings having some, turmoil, because we're used to seeing us having some internal turmoil all the time, at least every so often. But again, great performance from the Kings. Overall, we had a tremendous start to finish. I believe it was wire-to-wire victory. I think they had a few laps, I think, in the first quarter, even early on in the first half, that they gave the lead. But nonetheless, they come away with the victory. Very solid performance. Everybody competed. Everybody played well. Most importantly, everybody gave 200% effort. It's a very, very, very impressive performance. And everybody came to play tonight. Very impressed. And it was a good sight to see. Again, Kings win 104-93 over the Indiana Pacers in Indiana, the last game of the road trip for the 4-game stretch. Most importantly, the Kings go undefeated on the road. When's the last time you've seen that? That, my friends, is something that you cannot second guess. Granted, the Kings are the Kings, and they're still 29-37, 8 games under, which Mark Jones had wrong. He said they're going to be 28-37. He's not paying attention because he's always at ESPN doing games, but that's a different conversation for a different day. Nonetheless, the phone number, again, if you guys want to call in, it's 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. If you want to call in, again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. Now, getting into the game, the Kings offensively were hitting from all cylinders. Buddy Hield, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. DeLon Wright, starting at the point guard position, I had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists in 40 minutes played. Mo Harkless, again, just does what he does, not too much. Solid defensively, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Richaun Holmes, in the stat sheet, he didn't make the biggest impact, but defensively in the interior, he was making his presence felt. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Real impressive performance by Richaun Holmes right now. In regards to him coming back from that injury, he's played well since he's come on as of late. Real strong with his performances in the interior for the Kings. In the post, played great in the interior overall. Terrence Davis had 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists in 20 minutes. Damian Jones went scoreless, but again, he played well in the interior defensively. Destin James had 2 points. Ramsey had 2. Guy went scoreless in 8 minutes. And Lewis King, we've seen a Lewis King sighting, had 1 minute today. Finally got through the coronavirus protocols, NBA health and safety protocols. Again, If you want to call the show, please do so. Again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. Just overall great performance by the Kings. I can't say anything they did wrong. Consistently over this 4-quarter stretch. Very impressive. Very, 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 very solid performance on the defensive end. They outscored the Pacers obviously in every quarter except the fourth. They were outscored by 6. But by then, the Kings were up double digits. They kind of let and put their foot on, I won't say the brake, but they definitely took off the gas pedal and put a little bit of, as you would say, sense of putting the car in neutral. But they still finished and capitalized and completed the victory overall. The Pacers had no answer for them from the perimeter. The Kings shot well tonight. Like I said, you look at the totality of the game. They were dominating from all cylinders, from every cylinder on every occasion. The Kings shot 45% from the field. Let's just wire back just a little bit though. They only shot 25% from 3, 10 for 14 from the free throw line, but 45% overall. Really good percentage. They tied in the offensive or in the total rebounding category right now with the Pacers at 48 each. 12 offensive rebounds, 21 assists, 7 blocks though. But the Pacers also had 6 themselves, so it's kind of strange to see that they had about the same amount of blocks, same amount of rebounds, and they just dominated the game. They won by 9, but we've seen the Kings up as much as 22. I believe 78-56 in the third quarter. Again, I just see it as something that you look at points in the paint, 62 points, 46 for the Pacers, 62 for Sacramento again. 11 turnovers. I think that's where the battle was won. The Kings had 11 more or 11 less turnovers as the Pacers had 11 more, which definitely had a great detriment to the Pacers' loss tonight. Fouls about the same. I just feel overall that the Kings played well on both ends of the court tonight in every which way. That might sound real bland and real general and real basic, but hey, I'll take a solid wire-to-wire victory more or less because it puts us in with as slim of a chance it is. I feel like Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber, and he looks to Mary and says, "You're saying there's a chance?" And there is a chance, ladies and gentlemen. The Pacers right now, with this loss, help the Kings go to 29-37, and the Spurs are getting blown out right now against the Utah Jazz. And again, the Kings only 2 games out of the win column against the San Antonio Spurs in regards to them comparing records at this current time in the NBA Western Conference standings. Now they're down 107-71 with 8 minutes left to go, 8.5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. If the Kings obviously have this night go the way they want, the Spurs would be 31-34, the Kings would be 29-37, the Pelicans would be 30-36. With those 3 teams, 2 games out of the win column, and the Pelicans, only 1 game out of the win column of the 10th and final seed for the play-in tournament. It's a slim chance. The Kings have, over the next 6 and final games rather, they would have to go, I'd say 5-1 at worst to win that final 10th seed spot to be selected in the play-in tournament, because you look at their games that they have coming up in the totality of the final stretch of the season to get that final 10th seed, final seed in the West at the 10th overall spot in the conference. They play San Antonio Friday. Biggest game of the year if they want to make the playoffs, with the slimmest margin, slimmest chance they have right now to make the 10th seed. And you go look at San Antonio. On Friday, they play Oklahoma City again. On Sunday, then they play again against the Oklahoma City Thunder on Tuesday. If they win those 3 straight and they're at 32-37, they play the Grizzlies twice back-to-back in the Jazz. If they win the next 5 straight, which is highly unlikely, but if that's the key to making them a playoff contender, then by the slimmest of margins, they will have a chance to make that 10th seed. As bad as they played the last 6 weeks or so, they for whatever reason are gonna make it. And I don't see it happening, but that's the path, that's the landmark they need to hit to become a 10th seed and make this playoff drought end, conclude, and most importantly, finish at 15 seasons. They beat the Spurs, who were in their way of the 10th seed, to overthrow their 10th seed standing. beat the Thunder back-to-back nights, so they did throttle last night, and they had the Grizzlies back-to-back after those two Oklahoma City game back-to-backs. Those make us from the previous back-to-backs they're supposed to play them earlier in the season, the second half of the year, and about January, February-ish, around that, right before the All-Star break or right after. They win those 5 straight. The Kings are 34-37. You might not even have to win the Jazz game. The Jazz might even sit their players because they'll be already clinching the spot more or less. I don't think they win 6 straight because they're like 7 of 10 right now. That means they'd win what? 13 of 16. I don't know how they do that, but hey, more power to them. If they did that, more power to them. I don't see how in the world they could do that. But hey, looking at the comments here, Leo scared of Bagley. He on the Luka train. Leo, I was shopping for a Bagley jersey. I love Bagley. Yeah, he don't love no Marvin. He don't love Marvin. He over here jaws and he don't love Marvin. You must have a great dental plan, outstanding dental hygiene. Oh, well, thank you. I just like to brush my teeth consistently, try to keep these teeth nice because, you have to have your teeth A1 if you're going to be on any platform of this magnitude. But anyway, like I said, if you want to call the show, the phone number is 707-341-6820. Anybody want to call in, talk about Marvin, the Marvelous, Bagley, the third, Marvin the Marvelous, 31-12. And I'm not saying I'm looking at him as some all-star, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not looking at him as some scrub, the way they pay him out on this platform with our fellow co-hosts Leo and Ty saying, that guy's a dud. I'm thinking let him go for a second-round pick. He ain't nothing for the Kings. He's a dweeb. Nah, dog. He ain't none of that. I'm not saying he's a top 2 pick in that draft, but I'm just not ready to let him go. And I'm going to find a way to keep Rashawn resigning in the offseason right now. But I'm not letting Rashawn walk, but I'm not letting Bagley go for 50 cents on the dollar. Granted, he's not played the most consistent. He's consistently injured, but he's 22 years old, man. I know when I was 22, 6-7 years ago, my mind and my thought process were way different. My body was different. Most importantly, I live life different. I'm not saying he's there. We're 2 different people, but I'm saying let him grow into his body. Let him grow into his overall man build. Most important, let him develop. And I know you're like, we don't have the business away from develop. But let him go for what? And he'll be mad in 3 years when he's an all-star or he's averaging 20-12, 20-10, 18-12. You're going to be very upset. And then Leo, the conversation, well, he only averages 13-7. He's just going to be a career 13-7, 14-7, 14-8 guy. 14-8 guy. Well, again, today, he had 31 points and 12 rebounds in 36 minutes. Like, let's just get off the snide. Let's get off the hate. Let me just see how he plays through the last 6. Now, let's say they don't even make the playoffs. They win 33 games, 31 games, and he still plays well. Don't say he's the reason why they didn't find a way to make the playoffs. But if he does put them in the playoff conversation, I want no more slander of Marvin Bagley, at least until there's another injury, which we knock on wood that does not occur. But again, we need to support Marvin Bagley. I am just as frustrated with him as everyone else with injuries. But again, Marvin Bagley is somebody you just do not want to give up on. We put a lot of capital and a lot of equity into that draft selection. That's a capital piece that you have for capital that was invested in that second overall pick, whether it was the wrong pick or not, which, okay, obviously we know Luka's the better player as the wrong pick. But he still has upside. He still has potential. Most importantly, he still can be dominant in the paint. And he's not even filled out because you look at it, he's not even in position to say he's at his full strength as his body composition is looking to improve. He's still very slender. He's still very slim. And he's still not where he can be overall. Let's not say we're going to give him the bag per se and, max him out. But we still need to see where we're at with Marvin Bagley. Granted, if he doesn't ball next year, he knows he can't get the bag from anybody. No one's going to cash him out as a fifth-year, player going into his free agency because he's 18, 19, 20. Well, actually, he's fourth year, excuse me. But either way, the fourth year, that 2021, 2022 season that's going to conclude next year after the 2020, 2021 season, that would then perceive him in the light of either we're going to offer him a good restricted free agent contract in free agency, or the Kings are not even going to let that come about and come to fruition. You have to see what you have, though, before you let this come about in the grand scheme of things because of where Marvin Bagley, and I was selected, but what you put in to his development, because that's something that is invaluable to having long-term plan for the Kings right now and can put us in position to actually compete in the West. Maybe not now, but hopefully in the next 1 to 3 years, we have, I think a good nucleus. I'm not saying he's the all-star they need, but you definitely can look right now before the night is over, and you can say, before you guys want to rip any more on how he's been hurt, that Bagley definitely has some skill. The whole he doesn't have a good second jump and he's one-dimensional. He doesn't do a lot of things. Excuse me. He doesn't do a lot of good things well and doesn't do this, doesn't do that, doesn't do this, doesn't do that, doesn't do this, doesn't do that. Okay. All right. I hear you. Definitely hear you. I definitely hear you. But do not say he does not have potential to be a great player in this league. And I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he'll do that. I'm not saying he won't do that. But don't make it out to be as if he's some complete overall bust. He's had a lot of injuries, and overall, I just want to see where he'll be at in the next 6 months. By the time we get to November, let's give it 8 months. Let's see where we're at in January 2022. That's what I want to see. Ebro says in the comments, Bagley's biggest drawback is paternal distraction. His dad, Team Bagley, needs to rein it in. Yes, I totally agree with that. Again, the phone number, if you want to call in, 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. Reven Vasquez, is that you? I don't know what you're referring to, but I hear you. Free will versus fate. Isaac Perez, bigs take a bit longer to develop. Aiden still ain't at his peak either. Yes, very, very transparent with the truth relative to reality. Yes. Mendy says, tell Leo Metu isn't doing that. I mean, Leo's a great player, but he can't do what I think that Marvin Bagley this time can make Prev on his roster, and that's what he can bring to the floor consistently in the interior. Metu's a very athletic player, but Bagley's skill set is just, I'm not going to ever say second to none, but he's second to none in regards to what we have on the roster currently. Isaac Perez says, as soon as Embiid was on the court, he was instant star, and he was also dealing with injuries. Bagley has had chance after chance. Well, then what would you prefer to do? I sometimes can't. You want to trade him for what? What do you want to let him go for? Do you want to let him walk for free? Free agency for nothing? Like, let me know. I'm not in a position to let him go right now. That's just not me. That's not where my head's at. But if you feel like we should deal him, let me know where you want to deal him, who you want to deal him for, where you want to trade him to, and what you want to get back from. Let me know, because I want to hear, I hear people in the comments or Kings fans. I don't feel like that. I'm not saying I'm weird to, pay him the extension that he's going to be deeming to find in free agency as a second overall pick, but I'm definitely just not letting him go for 50 cents on the dollar. I'm just not there right now. I'm just not there, and I'm not going to be there because Marvin Bagley can offer a lot to his ball club. We'll go about 10 more minutes. If you guys want to call the show, again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. Sorry if I've had any glitches with my Wi-Fi, but, again, it's all good. We just need to make sure that we can keep ourselves at a good and common medium with finding, a good sense of equal, but most importantly, rational state of how we think with this ball club going forward with the team. Because, again, I would say that, this chance of making the playoffs are slim to none. But, again, just keep it in perspective. We should try to see what they can do the last 6 games to see if they can win the next 4 to 5, possibly 6. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they'll finish right now. They're 29-37. I think they'll finish 32-40 or 33-39. But, again, that's my opinion. You said you'd never trade him. Isaac said Embiid took a while, but he didn't. I was just comparing Bagley with Embiid. Okay, well, Embiid's an MVP candidate. Marvin Bagley's trying to make his way in the league and trying to make a name for himself. Where's Ty with that Bagley hate? No, I hear you, Bobby Hill. I don't hate Bagley. I wish my co-hosts would feel different, but hey, I respect their opinion. They're entitled to that opinion at this given time, and whenever they feel like they want to have that opinion expressed. If we finish strong as Luke gone, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it's going to be ramifications of the overall financial implications because of how much money they still owe him. Isaac was right. I called last night. What did Isaac? Hold on, let me see real quick. What did Isaac say? Yep, bigs do take longer to develop. You're right. You are right. You are 200% right. Oh, wow. My face is frozen. Oh, man. Well, let me see if I move around real quick. Hold on. I'm sorry about that, Cowbell Kingdom fans. Let me see. My Wi-Fi connection is kind of shoddy. Sorry about that. Is it still frozen, guys? Well, having some Wi-Fi connection issues. If you guys can hear me, I appreciate it. If not, I'm sorry about that. But man, let me see. Let's see if I keep moving. I'm sorry about that. All the fans out there listening worldwide, you know. But we'll move locations in the house, See if we can get better reception. Um, can you guys still see the screen in a frozen state? Or let me know in the comment section. I don't know what's wrong with this, but I'm sorry about that. Either way, good night, good victory, and a good overall performance by the Sacramento Kings. Your Kings right now are in a position to more than important in every aspect in this season finish with a strong conclusion to the season. That's my take on this. But again, it's not about what we're going to do. It's about what the Kings are going to do. I don't know why this is frozen. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I hope y'all can hear me. Oh, you guys can hear me. Yeah, I don't know, man. My Wi-Fi isn't good. It ain't Starbucks Wi-Fi. It's just, I think it's probably Comcast. Comcast ain't good, Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. We're going to go a few more minutes if you want to call. Frozen screen. But go a few more minutes. Anybody want to call? Phone number is 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. I want to talk about the game. He said McDonald's Wi-Fi. Oh, y'all roasting. I hear ya. 341-6820. You want to call on the show? We can talk. Probably can't see my face, but it's frozen. It's all good though. I understand. You guys can have. I'm not. Today it's been a great week the last 7 days, man. Because think about it. Last Wednesday we're going to the draft. Thursday we got Trey Lance coming to the Bay. You calling the show, Bass? You calling the show? I ain't getting no call from you. I'm waiting though. 707-341-6820. 15 years not making the playoffs. Wi-Fi. I hear you. Nah, I mean, my apologies. I wish we have a live show. I think we're going to try to do one at Medici Sacramento coming up. And this podcast brought to you post-game show by the one and only Medici Sacramento, presented to you by Medici Sacramento. Please make sure you go try their fabulous cuisine and go make sure you go put an order in for a fantastic pizza at Medici Sacramento. That is the best pizza in downtown Sacramento, I would say, from any Italian cuisine I've had in the city of Sacramento County for that matter. Make sure you go check out Medici Sacramento, downtown Sacramento. Go make sure you go find that way to go get that excellent pizza and Italian cuisine at Medici Sacramento. We got about 5 more minutes. If you're going to call, please call now. I'm waiting. Bass, Raheem. Again, the phone number is 707-341-6820. I'm frozen for whatever reason. I'm sorry about that. But, I'm going through Wi-Fi connection issues rather. But hey, it's all good. We got the win tonight. Kings won. We're 29-37. We're 2 games at the loss column, or win column rather. The Spurs. We play the Spurs on Friday night. So let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what we're gonna do. Most importantly, let's see how they're gonna react, respond, and be in a position after Friday night's game right now. Because at this given time, we are 2 games out the win column of the San Antonio Spurs for that 10th and final spot. So 1 minute. Either way, that's something that we need to make transparently understood, and we could really find a way with the slimmest of margins, slimmest of chance, make a run to that 10th and final seed at a particular time in the tournament and get in the Western Conference playoffs in the drought at 15 years. Now, again, I'm not saying it will happen, but hey, we can hope, right? We can hope, But hey, we got about 4 minutes left, and then we're going to end the show. You think Fox and Barnes back Friday at home? Oh, man. Isaac Perez. If we got De'Aaron and Barnes back, I'm feeling a lot different about this team because you think about it. They got OKC back-to-back. Granted, they've had some horrible letdowns this year. But if they beat San Antonio and they beat Oklahoma City back-to-back with that team, with Holmes playing this way, Bagley, and then Hield playing so well, not just in the way he's shooting from the perimeter, but I'm saying the way he's distributing the ball as a facilitator, we went 3 straight. I know everyone's going to be feeling different. We're 32 and 37. Then we just had to beat the Grizzlies back-to-back. That could be clutch 2-game series. We got the Grizzlies back-to-back at 32 and 37. We win both them games at 32 and 37. We're at 34 and 37. I think we're pushing the 10th seed. But, again, that's a lot of ifs, coulda, woulda, shouldas. We got to see where we're at before the week's out by Friday's end, because we can't say, oh, we're going to be right back in the playoff picture right now. No, we got to see what we're going to do against the Spurs and then against the Thunder back-to-back in those back-to-back contests next week. Yeah, tournament, my bad. The playing tournament. You know what I'm trying to say. But, yeah, Isaac, let's see where we're at the end of the week. This week will definitely be something where we'll be watching to see where we're at after the Spurs contest concludes on Friday night and seeing where we're going into next week with the Oklahoma City as back-to-back games, the first 2 games of next week. Oh, Sunday and then Tuesday. But we get them 2 wins. Well, I think I have a call. Let's see who's this. Okay. We got a call.
To accept, press 1.
We got a call.
To voicemail, press 2.
Welcome to the Cowbell Kingdom postgame show, live from Bagley, California. This is Javier Zaragoza. How you doing?
This is the one and only Seabass. Of course, you know I'm going to call in, right?
How you doing, Seabass?
I told you so, and I put it all in your guys' face. It's too bad. Where's your homeboys, Leo and Ty?
Well, it's Cinco de...
Making everybody all making fun of me yesterday, saying I'm delusional, and I don't know what I'm talking about, and all this other stuff. And you guys thought it was a joke if Bagley was going to come out and put up the game that he did tonight.
I'm a Bagley fan, though, brother. I'm a Bagley fan, brother. I don't know if you can tell. I'm the only one that really supports him on the platform.
Actually, I recognize that of the 3 that you're the one that didn't want to trade. I don't know how in the world. Look, when I called in yesterday, I saw Bagley was back in his groove in the Dallas game. I don't know how in the world I don't know how people did not see that. So I'm not surprised that Bagley went off today. I said yesterday on the phone show, he's dominant. Was he not dominant at least the first half? Not the second half. But the first half, 12 of 17, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 12 of 17 in 1 half.
Yeah,
Is that not dominant?
Yeah,
Is that not dominant?
No, I just see it as if I think they cut his minutes down in the second half because they had such a huge lead. But I can't disagree with you at all, Seabass. I mean, he played well in the interior. I mean, it's not even about being dominant. He just played so efficient down low, and it's saying, in any aspect that they want to consider dealing him for a second-round pick, that player at 22 years old is worth so much more, not just to this franchise, but the equity in that draft capital. Now, obviously, he might not be worth that to some other franchise at this particular time, but on this roster with the Kings and where they're at and the state of the franchise, you just don't let him go out the door for a second-round pick because of what he can turn into. And granted, we don't want to say, well, we'll wait for him or whatever it may be, but on this particular subject that we're consistently having over and over again on this topic, Bagley's shown that he's played well enough to consider him at least past the season and going into next season as somebody we can offer an extension to. Not the max, but I'm saying if he can do this consistently, put some weight in his overall body composition with his upper body strength and show some consistency staying healthy, I mean, if he's averaging 20 and 12, how could you want to get rid of him for a second-round pick? Granted, you're trying to re-sign Rashawn Holmes, and you want to make this team have flexibility and have people say, well, we don't need Marvin Bagley because we play better without him. Marvin Bagley's playing tremendous right now, and there's no other way to write that. Like, the only way I think he hasn't played well consistently from is he hasn't played well from the three-point line, shooting the ball, and defensively he's getting lost in pick and rolls. But offensively, I mean, he's just showing consistent bounce and jump, and most importantly, just explosiveness and being aggressive. And we don't have that outside Rashawn Holmes. Damian Jones is a good piece, but he's a backup center in this league, a good guy that can spell Rashawn. But those skill sets are way different. Metu Guy, another great guy that can spell our power forward. But again, we can hate. We can say he's not having the best season. He's had a lot of injuries. He's not somebody we can have a reliable sense of our future power forward spot being locked into Marvin Bagley's overall position on this roster. But I'm just not ready to give up and pull the plug on him, And I want to see what we can do. We got 6 games left. I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to win 32 or 33 games and lose 40 to 39. But again, you look at Marvin Bagley. If they win the next 3 to 4 and they get to 33 and 37, how are you guys as Kings fans going to say, oh, get rid of Marvin Bagley? Because we're not going to have Halliburton. We don't know if De'Aaron and Harrison will come back Friday. Hopefully they do. If not, the Oklahoma City Thunder game, one of the two. But if they're winning without those 3 key cogs, Barnes, Fox, and Halliburton, I mean, come on, man. Harrison is a key cog to this team, and Marvin's having a big effect to them having success right now. They just swept that 4-game win streak, or that 4-game road trip they just had. They had a 4-game win streak on the 4-game road trip they just came back from. 4-game win streak coming to the Golden One Center. I mean, I believe they play San Antonio. Yeah, they play San Antonio in Sacramento. Coming back home to the Golden One in Sacramento, I mean, that's a great stretch.
Yeah, I'm glad you're right. I mean, the idea of trading Bagley right now, seeing that he got back in his groove since after the injury as of that Mavs game, just seems like the absolute dumbest idea in the world. I mean, he's exactly what the Kings need in the sense that, albeit he's not good defensively, but yeah, the offense is just incredibly impressive. He's explosive, he's efficient, but he showed flashes of that brilliance his rookie season, and that's when he became my favorite player. I mean, 19 years old, his rookie season. I remember one game, he comes out, he goes 8 of 8 on the field goal. He did not miss a shot for 8 shots in a row. And I said, this guy is 19.
Yeah.
19. And I'm like, if the Kings could develop him, I know the Kings are the worst team when it comes to player development, but if he could develop and get better, I'd be like, oh my God, this guy's going to be a star. Now, of course, he had injuries, and the Kings sucked, and they didn't develop him, and he didn't develop and all the other stuff, but still, I mean, his ceiling is high. And right now, the only thing that's missing, he's aggressive and all that other stuff. It's just mental right now. That's his only weakness is mental. His weakness on defense is mental, and his lapses on offense are also mental. So he needs time to learn the game and understand the game and study it. But I don't know how in the world anybody could consider trading him. I just want to. I'm going to call back and put this on Leo's face. You guys are all making fun of me yesterday, saying
I wasn't.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I wasn't.
Okay, maybe you weren't, but the one other guy said I was delusional. And then Leo was laughing. He was like, haha, wouldn't that be funny if Bagley comes out and puts up a performance like he did tonight? And I was like, why would he be so surprised? He did that against the Mavs. He's getting his groove back.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I know you're running out of time, so we'll talk about that more another time. Great King victory. I want to give props again. This Wright guy, this guard, he's pretty good, man.
DeLon Wright from Detroit. Yep.
His defense.
Yeah.
I just want to make a thing. I don't really care who's out on the court. I mean, people are gung-ho on Fox. I'm gung-ho on Halliburton. But, I mean, this squad of 5, of Holmes, Bagley, Harkless, Hield, and Wright, they were up 76-56. Each of those players had a plus-minus of plus 21.
Yeah.
That unit of 5 worked great together. So I don't really care who's on the court. It's not always about the best player, this and that. Sometimes you just need a unit that clicks. And this unit clicked this game and clicked the last game and the last few games. So I think Wright's playing really well. Bagley's playing well. Hield's playing well with them. They're playing well together. And their defense was good. They had how many steals?
They had 7.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and great statistical analysis at this time, Sebastian. But I want you to also know they were even up at one point 78-56 with that unit. It wasn't even. It was up 22.
Yeah.
They got up by a wide margin, 22 points. Yeah, it was it 80-56 even? I know it was 78-56, but nonetheless, what you said tonight with your commentary is A1. Like I said, that statistical analysis. And the breakdown of the plus minus, that's great insight. I didn't even know this plus minus was plus 21 for them. I know they had 7 steals tonight, but hey, man, great job. And I'm a Marvin Bagley supporter, not in regards to being him or making him out to be some superstar or what he's supposed to be the second overall pick, but I don't really give up on him. And Bobby Hill commented in the comment section, he's 35% from 3. Yeah, he's shooting 35% from 3, but he's only shot about 115 threes. So just take that for what it's worth, put some credence into the volume. And the number is put out there 35%, but he shot a low volume number of threes, Bobby Hill. But good statistic overall. But overall, we can see him develop more into shooting consistency from the three. And, we definitely have a good return on second overall pick. Kings developed Malachi, not Malachi Richardson, I hope not. Well, it's good. I hope you're not talking about that, Devin. But anyway, it was nice talking to you, Sebastian. And I look forward to talking to you next post-game show on Friday when we play the San Antonio Spurs on Friday night.
Yeah.
All right, man. You have a good night, Sebastian.
Good night,
You too.
Okay.
Bye. All right. Good, solid call from Sebastian. We're going to go about about 5 more minutes. About 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, okay? We'll get to the 50-minute mark. 5 more minutes. And 45-minute mark, rather, because we're at 41 minutes right now. It's about 8:25 or so. If anyone wants to call the show, again, the phone number. If you guys want to have any final thoughts, opinions, or concerns even with the Kings' victory tonight, please call in and voice those frustrations, opinions, and thoughts. Phone number 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. We're going to go another few minutes. Like what I'm seeing from Marvin Bagley. Granted, again, it's a small sample size, but hey, you cannot deny dominance in the interior with his explosiveness, with his aggressiveness. Like I've said 2-3 times now, most importantly, just his fast, sudden twitch movement in the interior when he's in the low block, just consistently exploding to the basket. He's just showing that he can play well with consistent minutes if he's healthy. Deem that he's healthy. That's a big if. Deem that he's healthy. They have to see what they can get and develop into and not let him go for 50 cents on the dollar. Yes, Buddha, 200% agree with you. We're not trading Marvin Bagley for a second-round pick. No, not a chance. The upside is too high. You're right. Isaac, Devin. I don't know about Devin saying we develop Malachi. I'm talking about Malachi Richardson because Malachi Richardson didn't develop in anything. He's not even in the league anymore. Right, excellent. They got a steal for him. They paying him $5 million less than Corey Joseph. He plays solid on the perimeter defensively, shoots the 3-ball well, good ball handler, good combo guard, and played a 1 and a 2 position, point guard and shooting guard alike for us off the bench. Yeah, he's a very patient player. It's good, solid. But let's see if they can continue. And this is what they do to us, though. They win 7-10, and then they'll let us down come the next game we're supposed to win. Like that happened before. They won what? They won like 8 or 9 before the Super Bowl. Then they won like 7 of 8 before. They just collapsed after the All-Star break. Again, let's see them do this. Let's temper the waters, so to speak, and let's see them do this against the Spurs when they come back to Sacramento. See if they can do this again against San Antonio. They beat the Spurs. Then we're definitely having a conversation next week on Sunday. They can go beat the Thunder, which they just did last night. Let them do that. They can beat the Thunder. They do that. They play them back-to-back, beat them back-to-back. Again, those are tall tasks to do. But they beat those 2 with the San Antonio win, those 3 straight wins. They'll be at what? 32 and 37? Then we're talking, okay? Malachi's one of the best 3-point shooters in basketball. Put some respect on his name. Malachi Richardson? Leo? All right. We're going to give everybody 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, and then we're going to end the show. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we're going to end the show. Okay? Went a little longer than we anticipated, but hey, good conversation. Good call from Sebastian. Again, the phone number is 707 Mr. 13 and 7. This man Bobby roasting. Phone number 707. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I had the phone number 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. I thought I had had a cough. I'm sorry. And I don't have the coronavirus. I got both the vaccinations. That's right. 1 game at a time. That's right. Yeah, he on the tequila today, huh? Cinco de Mayo. I don't do that. I got to work tomorrow. I'm responsible. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. We developed jobs to a certain extent, but we let them walk for nothing. So, defeat every sense of that development, defeat the purpose of what we did with him, But I definitely agree. I think we should have kept him. That was a mistake by Vlade to decline that qualifying offer. Just big mistake. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. Again, the phone number 707-341-6820. Phone number 707-341-6820. Anybody wants to call on real quick? We can talk before we end the show in about a minute. You scared to show when Bagley goes off? Oh, come on, relax. Who's that? Bass Brahim. Who is that, man? Oh, that's Sebastian? Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. Yeah, Bash Brahim. I get it. It's all good, man. Well, hey, I appreciate each and every one of you guys listening in tonight, tuning into the post-game show and listening. I really appreciate your guys' interaction, your attentiveness, most importantly, your guys' willingness and time that you guys put forward to listen to the show and calling in. I look forward to hearing you guys on the next show with my brothers, Cowbell Kingdom family, my co-hosts Leo and Ty on Friday after we play the San Antonio Spurs back in Sacramento. See where we'll be at after Friday night's game, at the conclusion of that contest. And for everybody here at the Cowbell Kingdom family, thank you and have a good night.